I'm tired of the very last flower grew in concrete. She danced in the wind like a holographic dream before the world died. Okay. As I was saying, I'm tired of playing these. The greatness of this place is built in the shadow of its sins. Before they abandoned it for something better, it was grand, both in cruelty and in wealth. Are you reading it for me? I didn't realize. As I was saying, I'm tired of playing these itch.io games that are just slop city, shoveling slop into my little trough, expecting me to just shovel it up with my big old. The angry dictator now hovers over every wall, marks an injustice that never really went away. There are pieces of it that wait for something, for closure, care, some acknowledgement, but never came. But the slop that is constantly churned out, those responsible moved on. The world grew old. Nothing lives here anymore. Nothing but the anger of what was done. What does peace look like anymore? I'm tired of the slop that is on itch.io these days. There's a piece of her writing next to here. Next to realist. What am I playing right now? As I was saying, I'm tired of the slop that is being churned. I'm afraid to look at her. What am I? A flower is all the world's impossibility. She is the great subduer of sleep, the great one that overcomes and opens simply to see, simply to be free. She twists, she dances, her scent glides on every breeze. She is the exploding result of impossible dreams. As I was saying, I'm tired of the slop that is churned out on itch.io on a day-to-day basis. I'm tired of playing games that are just employment simulator, alright? With PS2 graphics, of course, we gotta have that included. And it's gonna be called something like shift in convenience store, or night shift at Dollar Tree, or the great bucketing of Walmart. I don't, whatever, you know. Like, it's every single game that comes out these days is something along those lines where you're just the horror is that you're employed and need to do chores, like take out the bins or sweep the floors or whatever, or stock the shelves. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of these games. I clocked off work to play games, not to clock back on in a game, right? Which is why we're playing whatever this is. A flower is the outcome of ambition, a monument to will unrelenting. She knew not to stay still and realized her own being. Ever so gently, she is the one that glides between, then and now and never again, no place in particular. The complete disregard of whens and wheres. The face she bears is stubborn and proud. She declares her colors quite loud. Okay. A flower is a secret finally told. Earth holds her like a whisper. When she's realized, she finally withers. Perhaps forgotten, perhaps granted remembrance, as a dedication to that sublime resemblance, which burns and illuminates every being's heart. She is a surmounted mark of divine art that ever became both light and dark. What are we playing? I don't even remember where I found this game. It was just sitting in my downloads folder. So yeah, a flower is like, what is that? Is that where I'm looking in from? Am I hope? I am the hope of human. Oh wait, disgusting. I can't look at her. She's so ugly. She's disgusting. It's not very nice. A flower is like every dream. She reaches for the sky, too stubborn to die. Unforgiving, her aspirations are too high. She struggles from the ground, surroundings crowd her out. The world tries to drown her, tries to push her down. Know your place, they always say, as they bury... A bury? That's not a word. As they bury a growing grace. They teach her to beat herself, giving lessons in self-hate. Here are a million ways to hide a budding face, but the only thing she knows is her own promise of a brighter day. See, this is infinitely scarier than shift in store. And also in Japan for some reason. They're always set in Japan. Somewhere in the distance, a flower whispers. Help. Help. Oh, I'm the flower. She didn't deserve this, said the lost flower. Ah. What the fuck? Oh. See, look how creative this game is. Like, it's so artful. Like, you look at this in this game so far, of like, what, the 5 minutes that we've been here, and tell me that this isn't better than 99% of games that are currently rotting on itch.io. It will always grow. This tree was precious once, forever ago. It dared to grow in a time where they asserted complete dominion over nature, over all life here. What? Click on Earth to grow. What does it all mean? God, this is so cool. There's bodies out there? God, these like bodies or something. Am I in hell? Is this where I am? Did I finally croak for being so devilishly handsome? These are definitely like human bodies, aren't they? They turn into trees. Can I go up? Uppies? I want uppies. Fade gently, self-induced extinction and destructive tendencies. Painting methane skies and boiling seas. You see, it doesn't matter if we will die, since no one else would know. After all, we were just another dot in the sky. Okay. Alright. So we usually say, hi, my name is, for an introduction. There's a storm today. It hovers over towering concrete structures, pelting steaming buildings with something that's not water. It's the first rain in 8 years, the world over. Rain is so rare it became myth. I'm told rain used to be water, but this is not water. The air was filled with an anxious dread. This may be the last rain. The last. Everything is the last. This place is dying. What the fuck? Stories of how this place once was exist as whispers. Forest filled with living trees, plants, food, rivers, water you could drink, air you could breathe, all free. Heresy! Urban legends some long-dead elders told children. Okay. Alright. This is fine. Today they caught the poet. The rain seems to be a strange type of omen. The sky weeps for what they've done to her. How do you even make a game like this? I think their actions squandered the possibility that they could ever change. They are not capable of better. This is who they are, who they decided to be. And so, a light was extinguished today. They made their choice over and over. In this dying hour, there is indeed nothing worth saving. She did nothing to deserve this. What the fuck? She drew pictures and wrote words. One of the elite decided he would own her. When great men see something remarkable, they must have it. It's that desire to take something free, to capture it, to have it, frame it, break it. The drive to exercise power over life. She reminded them of life. They broke her. How powerful they are. What? How powerful they are. In this dying hour, humanity finally departs for the stars. The sky is their destiny, so all the propagandists say. Treasure keepsakes, glory, money, power, and the elite. They gathered it all into great ships that tore through the clouds, past the sun, far away from here. They believe they outgrew this planet. With maps and charts they prove elsewhere would be better suited for their unending growth. How a tumor grows. Okay. Alright. If a tumor is removed from the body, the tumor dies. The body stands a chance to survive. It would seem foolish to believe that another planet could support them like Earth did. Earth created them, fed them, their bodies belonged to Earth. Intricate interdependencies that they never grasped. They needed Earth. Earth did not need them. Maybe they should have listened to the poet. Maybe. Maybe today is their own undoing. Earth is finally free. The spirit of that poet? As it rains, Earth weeps. She didn't deserve this. Why am I playing right now? What is this? Cool, man. Cool story. Cool story. But my god, it's like so eerie. She's an unhinged liar. I'm sorry she feels hurt, but she needs to stop. So, considering that note about humans leaving the planet, this surely must be the sequel to WALL-E. Was there a sequel to WALL-E? I don't really remember. The Last King of Mars. Like an Adventure Time. Just to be clear, it wasn't the first time humanity decided to populate other planets. The attempt had been made before. Unsuccessfully, I might add. It's a matter of perspective. You must understand such endeavors will take trial and error, as well as great sacrifice. This is the dilemma. Without humanity's visionaries, humanity might long have succumbed to the various existential fates. True utilitarianism bets on visionaries securing infinite futures, even if at the expense of momentary comfort. Wars, famines, poverty, and inequality are a small price to pay for attaining these futures, especially when reaching for the stars. Sacrifices are in order. Although it's always someone else that must make the sacrifices, ironically, those demanding the sacrifices never made any themselves. Those demanding our sacrifices live in comfort. The few that wield power over the rest of us are in a grand spectacle of wealth. They convinced us that the wealth was hard-earned, that they, the elite, are all around better humans, and therefore deserving of such advantages. Everyone else falls in line again, and again, and again. Or so these stories go. A long time ago, before most of the history was destroyed, and along with it, most of these stories, there lived two of the world's wealthiest and most powerful men. Bill Gates and Elon Musk. No, not like now. No, sorry. These two are wealthier than ever, and anything after them. Their wealth rivaled anything ever witnessed. It took the efforts of the entire planet and bitter collective sacrifice to put them on such a pedestal, and they sure did earn it. They lived in unfathomable richness. New numbers had to be invented to reflect their value. The world and anything in it was owned by these two. Everyone else needed the money in order to put food on the table and maintain a comfortable quality of life, so this wealth gap remained relatively unchallenged. The two richest men that had ever lived couldn't agree on who owned what, so they split the world in half. It took even more unchallenged bitter sacrifice on part of the collective to make this possible. Families, homes, cities were divided overnight. The tragedies were countless, but necessary so that the two might finally have peace and represent humanity as its true luminaries. It was too hard for them to share the Earth, so they started catastrophizing why humanity must finally leave Earth if anyone was to survive. It was true. The world was too small for everyone. It could end at any moment. Our resources were running out too. Scarcity was common. Earth could not support the infinite growth of wealth. So they devised a plan to send humanity to Mars. This made sense. Mars was a close planet, just within reach. The only caveat was that Mars was much more dead than Earth, much more of an unsuitable climate, much more unlivable. Mars could be terraformed with the last remaining resources left on Earth to make it a suitable replacement planet. The luminaries had spoken. They had their wealth behind them, what fool could possibly argue? Eventually, the two richest people that ever lived left with a large chunk of the world's inhabitants. They needed a suitable workforce to terraform Mars. Bigger numbers meant better sacrifices could be made. The two richest people that ever lived also left with an immeasurable amount of Earth's scarcest resources, all to Mars. They successfully arrived, albeit with very little left. Sacrifices had to be made. That was a given. Those that survived the trip were just happy to be included and to begin work on the new home planet. Although the efforts of the workforce were not enough, slowly the numbers dwindled. There simply was not enough to support the vision of these great men. Most everyone starved. Science had failed them, humanity had failed them. Everyone died except the two great men. The two last surviving humans on that distant planet. Such a spectacle for the human race. They still could not agree on who owned Mars, so the cycle of hoarding what was left continued, with fortunes slowly dwindling. Eventually, one outlived the other. It was a glorious day to finally have a true victor. the greatest luminary to ever live. He was the visionary that succeeded through this entire ordeal and brought greatness to Mars. Since he outlived the other, he could finally be the self-pronounced richest man to have ever lived. Tears of joy ran down his face. This is all he ever wanted. He was the king of Mars. Either way, this story is ancient history. We are not to talk about it. It is demoralizing to talk that way about our elite, and we have to support all of us to leave Earth once and for all. It's an old story passed down from long dead people that made the sacrifices long ago. But I got a feeling that history does tend to repeat itself, doesn't it? So I'm still withholding that belief that this game is about Wall-E. Perhaps a prequel or a sequel. I'm not sure which yet. I'm really not sure which yet. She's a liar. There are two sides to a story. 3? What was that? Sorry? I'm lost to you again. Condemned silence of a burden, I know. You visit too often, reminding in bitter loneliness, crushed by the butchery of a moment. You are a stolen future. I beg, can I have my dreams back? How they once called to me. I search for their promises made to me, sweetly shining between the countless prisons of dreaming eyes. Their promised tomorrow now taken, a loss never to be returned or made right, and I will never know why. You are a possibility not to be realized. Call it by name, injustice. Cruel and cold, you are aggravating and bitter, burning my eyes, casting giant plumes of smoke to spite my sky, and blot out its sun that will never again shine. My heart beats weakly with you chained to my breath, mocking a loss that I cannot accept. This angered realization of a stolen future, one, if only, that would no longer be, yet you happened, and I will never understand why. Here it is that I ask again, and again, and again. Why? Why is the most consuming of questions? Why is pointless twisting paths lead me back to the beginning after another end? Why did it happen? Why didn't I? What did I do to deserve this? Please just tell me why. Why reach my own judgment that I sow in these bitter moments where I wonder, why? So, dreams, I bury you here between these aching words. Goodbye. Cool, man. What was that? I just saved this to my files. For whatever reason, I can do that. You know, it's refreshing to play a game where I'm not getting tired of playing it because it's so boring. This is like, just like the atmosphere that this game creates is so good. 5? Don't think about how hard you've had it, think about how good you will have it. As long as you are fighting, you have a chance, but what remains after? Pain is temporary, death is permanent. In moments bereft, counting what's left, and yet they could never take everything from me. Even if I must live to relive, memories will never claim all of me. Against all odds, quite stubbornly, there will always be a piece left. That piece, a seed, will always regrow, the same way as nature reclaims. My hope, I too, will from what remains. Earth knows how to survive, like her I can thrive. As long as I'm alive, I can weather every coming storm. As long as I have a mind of my own, I can see hopefully. Past points of view struggling with perception, sowing seeds from what's left, even if just barely. This is my message, burden and painful truth, just so he knows. You didn't completely destroy what you couldn't have. Cool, man. Cool. Was this was not here before. Was it? This must be what remains of Earth after those really fat people from Wall-E left. Kinda looks like it. God, the scary thing is this is where it's headed right now, you know? Like, these poems aren't just stories, like, it's what's happening in real life. Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire. He wants to go to Mars. You don't become a trillionaire ethically. There's no possible way. Be the ultimate downfall of our species. This greed, I think, is a great barrier to life as we know it. I guess this is a tower of sacrifice. Okay. Do I get anything in return? Or is this like a thankless job? Seems like a thankless job. I accept your offer, strange voice. I will return. With her memories. Whoever she may be, I assume she's up there. Do I need to do parkour to get up? Ooh. I don't think we need to fly. Life became abstract. I had one of those dreams once. It was strange. Never understood what it meant. It was about how we forgot the earth. We stopped telling stories about nature and living in it. Our fantasy stopped being about living among the other living beings here. We started telling stories only of ourselves, the way of life we created, outside of everything. It became the only reality, and nothing else existed to us. Eventually, we stopped seeing nature entirely. We kept it at such a distance that it disappeared to us as a concept. We kept devouring it to sustain the way of life we created. Earth eventually disappeared from reality altogether. None of this was necessary. We just convinced ourselves that it was inevitable, until we forgot that it wasn't always like this, that it didn't need to be like this. Earth turned barren. We resented being on it more and more. Now we talk about leaving it. I think, in a way, this feels like the end of us too. It started with our stories. We just couldn't see life outside of ourselves. Life became abstract. I'm sorry, it isn't fair. It wouldn't be like this if enough of us cared. Disenfranchised, I can't help but wonder, what fee do you pay for bottled air? Does it kill you slow or stave off death? Does the world end with a crash or in a struggling breath? What's the going price for the lost seed? The trash you're drowning in recycled or green? Will you struggle to replant lost forests? Are there any even left? I'm sorry, I used the lost water to keep the lawn green. Green. It was also symbolically green. And you're not a popular topic for the scrutiny of neighbors, talk show hosts, and our two-sided debates. It'd be different, but as it relates, there was an issue with funding to save from some rain and a non-toxic breeze. Tomorrow wasn't a good investment opportunity, and our campaign didn't have enough money. And our money was used to cut down all the trees because a dead tree was worth more to us than one that was living, breathing being. Cool, man. It's awesome. Awesome to know. Pain is just a call for attention. What we did to her was necessary and right. How do I get up there? It's up there. Do I take the stairs? We made it. It's a long journey, but we made it. Faith. Can I believe in fairy tales when all good it fails? Crushed beneath 1,000 hells of our own devising. Can I believe in love? Curiously, I'm surmising. When too many walk as heartless shells, cursed by that fate of the deaf and songless, what peace would I find? Time wears even the strongest. And no, it's not all just fine. When I ask, will that same fate be mine? Breaking angels takes the longest. Cool, man. There is only one more fairy tale left, I think. This place, this planet, has been here for an incomprehensible time, always twisting, changing, growing, shrinking, breaking. It is ancient compared to anything that lived. If we must compare, some things are so old they are no longer measured. They loop back around to the beginning, twisting along with time. Time carries these things. Time can be an empty hollow. Time can be full of memories. But there is always time. This planet has time. It has time to heal, to remember all its forms, to invent new ones. Nothing that lived here can compare to how ancient it is. Species have come and gone, but this place remembers it all. There are spirits here, a presence that is old as the earth itself. You used to be able to feel them when you stood in the clear glittering sea, or climbed great mountains dotted with ancient forests. You could feel how old life is. Things that have always been, which time cannot consume. Never mind the dead. Nothing really disappears. Everything dances between being and not being. I need you to understand this as you consider the spirit of this long extinct flower. I see you following her around. One flower that used to live a long time ago. Look how beautiful life is. The flower spirit is electric, a prism of light taken apart, put together, pulsating with defiant dreams. She is just like the sand in the rivers that once were, the twisting green trees that whispered our secrets between dancing leaves, the animals that played, also full of life everywhere. You see the spirits, don't you? Maybe you don't. Still, the spirits are here, waiting for the earth to heal. Nothing ever disappears. There are things too beautiful, too precious to just vanish. Nothing ever disappears. Nothing ever disappears. There are things too beautiful, too precious to just vanish. Something so loved doesn't just diminish. Something so loving can't just go away into nothing. This flower is one of them. Its spirit is strong. I admire it. Even if extinct and long ago dead, she still dreams of growing. Seeds that dance in the set. Even if extinct and long ago dead, she still dreams of growing. Seeds that dance in the wind, take root in rich soil, stretching leaves and flowering limbs, then all over again. What a dance it all was, and maybe it still is. This flower is remembered by the earth. Nothing ever truly dies, no. I think maybe she can heal the hurt that they left. There's a great deal of sin that scars this place. How awful that was. They crushed this one beautiful spirit. Something is bound in the center of the city. It can't go away. It struggles to let go. Nothing is right while this excruciating pain festers, unacknowledged. Earth and spirit wait to heal. We wait for that beautiful thing, too bound, too cut, too hurt, to be free. There is hope everywhere. Have you gathered with it? Maybe you can help with these memories. This beautiful spirit was a poet once, such a powerful heart. A poet that saw us. Her words were captured by the wind and kept alive. Someday, I hope she'll remember how strong she was. Here, I kept something of hers alive. Maybe the flower can carry it back. Hope, huh? Hope. Hope is the place of refuge, where you go to assert that things can get better, that they do indeed heal. A looking glass where you perceive far past how you feel. Hope is a seed of virtue, despite all hurt it soothes, where what remains of faith will spark anew, as the soul declares, with a newfound defiance, a future away from present grief. Hope is such that stars readily shine for those willing to reach a place divine, light granted to courageous glances. One freely steals them from that crystal wall. Look clearly, and you'll see it all, unfettered, unshattered, hope together. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I agree with everything that was said. At least now that we're up here, we can get to the other points a little easier. I'm not sure if there was an easier way up here, but I assume this is how I'm supposed to get up here. I don't really see any other way, unless I'm stupid. I do just tend to do games wrong a lot of the time. Find a way to break games, find a way to get to places I otherwise shouldn't be. So maybe this is another one of the times. Sometimes I seem to jump a lot higher than... Oh, I am doomed. I have to climb all the way up again? God damn it. Oh wait, I can just fly by spamming space. This entire journey could have been so much easier. Oops, oh well. Wow, that's, you know, I guess that's how you're supposed to play the game. They probably told me this at the start of the game, I just didn't listen. But here we go. Kinda reminds me of Super Mario 64. The little ones. Ever since anyone could remember, humankind had to assert that they are the best, the most superior being on this burnt, worn earth. Humanity is better, smarter, more powerful than anything that ever lived. We've thought this for so long that we forgot why we started believing it in the first place. Eating the world, draining the water, cutting the forests, creating deserts that stretch from one end to the other, to sustain this need to prove ourselves that we are better. A dead tree is more valuable to us than a living one. A dried river more profitable than one that holds water because scarcity is good. Life is a resource to us, our greed is a necessity. It serves a greater purpose. That purpose is us. Ever since I could remember, we strangled life. This eventually grew into not tolerating any life other than our own. Man had to snuff out what remained of the birds, the insects, the other life. Literally anything else living and breathing. They couldn't tolerate pets anymore. Some justification or another, I can't recall. There was always justification. It always made sense. I used to believe it until I got to know what we were killing. Somewhere in the desert, I found a small colony of birds, tiny things, I think. They were like a sparrows or a type of hummingbird, like in the old books. I was appalled at first, and then in awe. I never saw something else other than us. They were so small, jumping around, busy doing little silly things. They could fly. I never saw anything like it. How wonderful that must have felt to them. How the air carried them here and there. They were afraid of me, as they should be. I don't know why, but I kept going back to that place to see them. I know I should have told someone that birds lived there, especially since I live so close to people and maybe posed a threat. Some justification as to why they're dangerous or another. Always justification, so that they could be exterminated, but I just couldn't get myself to tell anyone about them. I started bringing them food. I didn't know what they would eat, but seeing that they didn't have much, I brought water. Sometimes I mixed it with sugar. They started trusting me. The first time one drank from my hand, I cried. It was so small, but so frail, but it trusted me. At first I didn't think they could feel. I didn't think they could care or that they felt pain, but I don't know. I watched them. They cared for each other. That one that trusted me kept following me around. I thought that at first it just wanted food, but it didn't care about food anymore. It would play in my hair and I would pet it. It was so small. The longer I spent with it, the more I felt like I understood it. It had feelings, it liked things and disliked other things. I went back often. Sometimes I visited just to talk to them. There was something about them. I felt like they saw me. One time I was crying so hard, burying my face in my hands. I was lying on the ground, crying, absolutely shattered about something bad that had happened to me. Around people I had to hide when I was sad because we called that a weakness. As I lied there, some of the little ones flew to me. The one I befriended sat on my face, attacking any others that came too close. I felt like it was protecting me. I felt like it cared. It wanted me to be okay. After that, I couldn't bother them anymore. Probably bother. They were alive just like me. They cared about things just like me. They loved. They made me laugh. They could be so silly. I never felt loved the way I felt loved by them. Eventually, someone followed me to that place and found the birds. They reported them. The exterminators came. When I went back to visit, their tiny little bodies lay lifeless in the dirt. The one that I loved the most was holding on for dear life. I don't know why it fought so hard to stay alive. Why did it fight? Why did it care so much to keep living? I held it, crying, trying my best to tell it that I loved it. Somehow I thought that if I loved it hard enough, and if it just understood how much I loved it, death would leave it alone. Something that's loved so much can't just die. I held it until its body grew cold and hard. I couldn't stop holding it. It felt wrong to put it down. I kept crying, telling it that I loved it, hoping that something would happen, but it was dead. Now I can't understand why. Something so small, so silly, a life so tiny, taught me what love is. They said of these birds that those birds that they don't feel, that they are less than us, that they just function, but I don't understand anymore. How can we say that of something we never even got to know? How can we say that we are great when we kill something so small and so precious, for no other reason than that it is alive and we are better than it? I can't understand. Something so precious, so loved, can't just go away after it dies. You can't just dissolve a spirit so beautiful. Something loved can't just vanish like that. I miss the birds. They didn't deserve us. Help! The tower called grief. Someone stole the sun, a tower called grief. It hovers just above me, casting a shadow periodically. Every day in my way, I can't see. I promise myself daily, death, not another breath longer, not another day beyond this one. Another I must brave, but I'm not brave. Still I am here, alive, by miracle. Maybe it's a miracle if you say, a terrible blessing undisguised, my breathing burdened. I wish I were no longer, just to escape that tower. I'm not stronger, every day a battle, every moment a struggle. How horribly it all towers. I want justice, this is my end, because I can't escape the shadow. Wherever madness goes, the saddest know it by name. I am abandoned before its gates, its tower called grief. Still, towers crumble, gates rust, shadows dissolve. Someday in some way, I'll find my way back to me. I'll be free. Okay. Cool. Tower called grief, huh? On to the next. Now that I learn how to fly, I can do this much quicker. Don't you think it's strange that they died the way they did? Extinction. I think we will die up here. Oh my, it's a game inside a game. The stars glow, but behind them always hovered the pitch black reach of nothingness I dread. What this? It's not that scary. Terminal spits out another reading. It looks grim. I shudder to think there is a chance that we will never reach the other Earth. Not in this piece of junk. Like, where are we? It's cold as I stare into the void. The bleakest emptiness is overtaking us. We are going nowhere. Maybe we should have invested in high technology. I don't know. This doesn't look like the most amazing ship. I think maybe we will die up here. My colleague looks at me, angered again. No, you can't speak like that. It's forbidden. You listen. We are making our voyage to a better place. We do what's necessary to sustain our way of life. Hoarding is not forbidden. Some deserve more than others, and some are destined to be poor. Always. Yes, I agree. Overtaken by guilt. Always. Cool, man. Humanity, all of them, they left for the stars and died up there. There was nowhere else to go all along. We made a mistake coming here. You all know it. We murdered the last person that told us this was a mistake, and she was right. That poet was right. We will all die up here. Not me. I'm in a silly little game. This reminds me of kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's. And there they are. Five Nights at Freddy. Elite, no. You're speaking out of fear because she planted that seed in your head. You're too traumatized by her to think straight, and now you doubt us. We all publicly tortured and killed her, all for what? Because her poetry and art upset us? Because she rejected one of you? What we did was wrong. We are dying now. We are dying in space. If you think that's true, then you've gone insane too. We did her a favor. We're the elite. We're just trying to help. Her by getting to stop and see how foolish she's being. In the end, she chose her fate. The idea that any of us did it for malicious reasons is a lie. How can you say that we are benevolent? We tortured and killed her. We left her for dead to suffer after doing unspeakable things. She died on her own. She wasn't strong. We actually tried to help her. Saying we had anything to do with causing harm is a lie. Humans have been doing unspeakable things to each other since the beginning of time, and you accuse us of mistreating her. What about all the genocide and death? Do you not care about that? We would have died on Earth if we stayed. That poet's warnings were actively harmful. We stopped her. Because you keep bringing up how we'll all die up here, we'll make you responsible for disposing of the dead. I can't get through to anyone. If this is what humanity is, then we deserve our fate. Well, this is horribly depressing. Isn't that such a novel thing to think about? They were so great, so glorious, so impervious, that we're gonna find another planet. To hell with this one. Still, the darkness that hovers between stars ate them. This game is so cool. It's eerily quiet here. You can only hear the hum of machinery. Most of us are dead. Man, all this machinery. So geometrical. You dispose of whatever that is. It's so quiet. I can't hear the sound of people, of others, of anything. Nobody's left. What did we do? Should we eat them? Not to be morbid, but if we're running out of food and stuff. What's left of us is starving. It's so quiet here. Space is quiet. I can't stand it. Everything is breaking because there's nobody left to maintain it. The ship is floating dead in space. I can't dispose of the bodies fast enough anymore. There's not enough people left to do that. So I try. These are all corpses. Why did the elite sentence the engineers to death? Because the engineers told them something was not possible and their pride was hurt. And they sentenced the food growers to death because their egos were hurt for some other reason. It's always the same. Now look at us. Our leaders are fools. Power-hungry, greedy, evil people we follow to our death. It's our doing. We gave them power. We followed them. All for what? All for what indeed? It's so quiet now. It is quite quiet. I boarded this part off. The way out is restricted. That part of the ship has no air left. Time to get out. Is there anything else to dispose of in this room? Or are we done here? Not literally ate them, I suppose, but there they are. The giant ships are floating tombs, floating lifelessly in a void that holds stars, planets, and moons. Now holds them too. A graveyard for the species. They were not prepared for any of it. No, but don't you think it's all a little bit strange? They needed this place after all. They needed the water that they polluted and sold, the animals they drove to extinction, the forests they cut and bled, the seeds they poisoned, the air they burned, the entrails of the earth that they ripped out time and time again, for the sake of glorious progress and profit. They actually needed it all. I think it's novel to never listen, to kill artists and poets, to believe your own propaganda and put on a pedestal the most evil of men. They went up there to die in the end. None of this evil was ever necessary. I suppose Earth can heal now. If only. This glorious ship floating dead in space. Am I the ship now? Stars. There's nothing here but time. Time is empty. This glorious ship floating dead in space. Not very glorious, is it? The ship once carried humanity. A floating grave. There's nothing here but time. Huh? Time is empty. Years turn into decades, decades into centuries, millennia. What comes next? More time. Time is empty. It's only a matter of time. Can there be peace after so much injustice? What a mark this left. Horrible cloud of pain. You have to make this right. Maybe you can. Me? I don't think I have the power to do so, whoever may be speaking to me. This looks, like more than a one-man job, I will say. What do you even know where to start? Power washing all these buildings? People were gripped by panic and confusion. Pandemonium. The world was ending again. This time the world was really ending. Not like the last time when the populace was told that civilization would collapse to make their final arrangements to call their loved ones. Taxes had to be raised to prevent such doom. No, not even like the time before that, when they were told that the world was ending because of the catastrophic megavirus and all the poor, elderly, and disabled had to be disposed of to sustain their quality of life. Certainly unlike the time before that, when another global war erupted, resulting in a cataclysmic food shortage, and only the elite could eat because it needed a surge in profits to survive and save civilization. No, not like those times. This time, it was actually ending. A local political figure, someone fairly unimportant until now, leaked information about an asteroid approaching Earth. A very large thing that will surely end all life as we know it, if we don't do something now. We will have to work together, sacrifice, recycle, cut back on resources to make survival possible. The populace was told to evacuate all residential areas and migrate to establish safe zones. Bigger cities prepared to hold more people, and better surveillance to keep things in order. Everyone would have to sacrifice. Not like the last times when regulations and rations were more lax. No. This time, only the noblest and highest quality of sacrifice would do. Only then could we preserve our liberties and the way of life. Everyone was to be relocated to the designated cities, fit to survive a cataclysmic event like an asteroid or meteorite. The size remained unclear. All that was known was that it could kill all life on Earth, or at least most of it, at any moment. A local political figure, someone fairly unimportant until he bravely stepped up to inform the public of humanity's pending demise, would surely be re-elected come the next voting cycle. Photos of him shaking hands with the rich and powerful graced every news outlet. Humanity's elite once more stepped up to the task. Everyone else was asked to make appropriate sacrifices to once again support their endeavors. It was made very clear that Earth was a dangerous place. Humans couldn't survive here. Something was always out to kill them, especially poverty and war. No amount of support given to the very rich and very powerful elite could end poverty and war. No amount of sacrifice was enough. That final clarity could move mountains. The populace would have to build giant ships and inject this glorious human race into outer space. Only there could the human species survive. Everyone had to go. It was finally time to transcend Earth. Plans were put into motion to make such a feat possible. The elite organizing this would surely become even richer as a result of such efforts. They deserved it. They were the hard-working geniuses. Their idea was a development plan like no other. A glorious feat of human accomplishment lay before them. Humans are finally leaving this unsuitable Earth. But first, sacrifices had to be made. No more dissent. Absolute unity was required to ensure success. Empathy is a weakness. We must be strong, they said. Isn't that what Elon Musk said? He said humanity's biggest weakness was empathy. Fairly sure he said that. I do wonder... Oh, I'm back here now. I do wonder how much of this is based on Elon Musk. Seems like something he'd do. Like all of this, I mean. You know, seems very Musk-like. Oh, this one doesn't have a flashback to it. Alright, let's read it. How much more, God? As much as you can stomach and more. Grief, fear, then dread. A crown of thorns to decorate my head. Weave a robe of dry tears long ago shed. Bit of jewelry to hang from my ears. They will wear me till I'm dead. How much more, God? I don't think you've suffered quite enough. Here's relief, but I call it a bluff. None for me, and I know it's rough. He's spitting bars right now. When make-believe God says to you, he wants no love but submission, and soon enough, knees buckle, barbed wire heart hung, grief from the stomach to fill the lung. Too melodramatic? Then how would you like it sung? Up, down, or sarcastically cheery, it's the same feeling felt till I'm weary. So how should I wear my tired head, when invented sources of hope answer but rarely? Hope I drink of you till I'm drunk, because when invented God does, my heart all but sunk. The odds aren't divided fairly, but there's a spark, some divine insinuation when it gets too dark, either ridicule, solemn sympathy, or bottomless hope in a hopeless situation, something to feel in me. Still, I consistently return to the beginning. Yes, God, it's me that you hear singing, since I'm so decorated with punishment before any sinning. Holding on to you, then promises of better tomorrows. Asking of you from desperate to gently, how much more? Trials of circumstance are far too plenty. I've said it before. You've heard it, and still hear it all more. Thorns how you like it, stones for the feast. Reap what's not sown, all crops for the beast. It doesn't get any easier, you just get stronger. Beneath these all too familiar moments, where all that's left to do is beg. Emotions swing from broken to solemn. Invisible deities are no source of strength. In moments like these you clearly see ridiculous persistence. Strength is never heaven sent. Its broken pieces scattered, where things look dark, as gathered pieces that remain, sewn together for a brand new start. Not much more, I think. Strength comes from the heart. That it does, narrator. Space. Ooh, 7. Even as I stare into the absolute pit of eternity's gripping darkness, I can see the radiant hope of stars. Look how beautiful you are, and I can say that I knew you in this winding display of lost moments and chance. Even I hear its music tonight, among a whirlwind of planets and knotted seconds that dance. I'm carried by rays of invisible light, holding an endless stream of memories that slip from my hands, that slip right out of sight. Still, how alive you are, unafraid of stillness, hearts beat generously here, just to give us another moment. Even in a precious moment's surrender, all things pass. As time immeasurable reaches past, to race away into the cosmic splendor of forever, I, the sandcastle facing tides of carefully measured seconds, claim the space that I am from grains of counted sea glass. For even among the radiant hope of stars, before death, unknown dreams, heartbeats, precious breath, I am a moment in these cosmos too. That you are. Very good. Okay, I think we can go back and restore the heart of God or whatever now. Right? I gathered all your Horcruxes, or human souls or whatever. Can I go home now? Come get your yummies, Tower of God. Tower of many gods. Hummingbird catches. Hummingbird catches. Am I catching hummingbirds now? Ah! I've become very good at climbing stairs all of a sudden. Hummingbird catches strength. Oh, you can read it. Alright.
Traps to show, nectar, crimson, gold. A heart to entice, hearts to snare. I want to buckle and fold. At times like these, the world feels cold. But times like these are a testament to strength of soul. And I've got one to show.
Do you now? I don't seem to be doing a lot of hummingbird catching in a game called Hummingbird Catchers, but that's alright. I'm not complaining.
Hummingbird nets cast. How long will it last? Great men do unspeakable things. The greater believe it helps them win. But greatness isn't measured by the weight of sin. It's measured by the strength within. What you do and put another through.
Cool. Cool, man. I just want to get to the top. Getting kind of hungry. Do you guys do Uber Eats here? Didi? Does Didi do food? I don't even know.
Greatness ill excused. Are words of some castaway muse? Hummingbird abuse serves us no use. It may temporarily amuse, but soon it gets old. When all the greatest have colors and truth to show, nectar crimson and another's gold.
Thank you, baby. Or a lady. Or neither. I don't really know who's talking. Could be a baby. Is there a baby around here? Baby hummingbird, perhaps? This was a long one.
Hummingbird snatchers. I heard they're collecting hearts and wished upon stars. Messengers beating wounded drums. It's a song to regret, bitter notes stuck in my head. Keep it so it can last. God knows they're trying. Beating too fast, keep it from flying. You can keep it, hopefully from dying. Steal heart and greed makes one deaf then dumb. Steal my soul and heart thrum.
There's two here.
Hummingbird trappers plotting soon enough.
Dime a dozen.
I can hear them. A message for the scheming. Greed makes us all dead. So come, death, you among free men. These wounds hurt, but you can't see them. For each evil, I feel less. For each blow to me, I grow all the more fearless. So come face me, dear bitter demons, and tell them boldly that I too am a human being.
What if I click this heart? Ah, I fixed it. Where are we taking me? Cool, that was weird. Huh. What's these are all amazing messages. Ah, I see. I see. Ah, I see. I see. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? I think I'm out of the loop on this one. I don't know who were. Let's just delete these ones. How about that? These aren't very nice messages, are they? God, I finally found you. I was looking for you. Take an offering of memory. What was that? Sorry, come again? Didn't quite catch that. Plant something beautiful in place of cruelty. Ah, this is the poet that they did horrible things to. How do I'm not tall enough to cut you down. Oh, yes I am. I've grown so tall. I should explore the city. I really wanted to go to Uniqlo, but they didn't let me in because I was too short, and also a flower. I'm so sorry for desecrating. That's good. Oh, hi. I've read all about you.
Why did you help me?
You don't deserve this place. These are my lines? Okay, I'll read them. You don't deserve this place.
You sure you brought me back? I didn't even remember who I was before it all happened.
Why don't you come home?
I don't know how. I can't. It hurts so bad. I don't know how to move on.
It's okay. It's time to go home.
How?
I'll take you. We can go together. This guy's stealing my lines. I don't appreciate that whispery voice. Ah, welcome to my gamer den. Not many girls come here because I get friend zoned so frequently.
Dandelion through a crack. She's
Oh, we're
alone
together now.
on a gray stone. I wonder how she does it. She grows so above it, even when no one loves it. What's her source of strength? I wonder. It seems endless. When she goes through great lengths just to grow, just to show her blooming face in an unwelcoming place. Although stepped on every day, her head's held high in the morning.
Bird. I don't know the way out of here. Can you lead the way? It's just any direction, or can I get a mini map or Google Maps, or is that the way to go? That looks promising. I really don't know where I'm going. We could get very lost here. I'll warn you just now. I will warn you. I am just as lost as you are. Ah. I'm dead? Ah, it meant the game is over. Wow, that was quite an experience. My throat is really sore now. I think I'm getting sick. So, I'm gonna have to end the video here. My thoughts on the game are as such. I really wish there were more games like this available on the market. Just feels more of a personal game. A lot of work put into it. It's not really horror per se. I guess it's like existential horror, but it's not like a horror game, you know. Which maybe is something that I was looking for. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Very artsy. Maybe I should start writing poetry too. I actually used to write poetry back in the day. It's a little fun fact for you, whoever may be watching this far, but maybe I'll get back into it. Who knows? Who knows? Anywho, thank you very so much for watching. Even you still are. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.